At the beginning of the story, we see our female lead, Shishi. She gets a call from her mom saying there's a problem at the shop. When Shishi arrives, she sees a girl accusing her mom of ruining her dress. The girl demands 300 yuan as compensation. Shishi checks the dress and says it only costs 200 yuan. The girl threatens to call the police if she doesn't get paid. In front of everyone, Shishi exposes her lie and the girl leaves the shop embarrassed. Still, Shishi gives her 100 yuan. Next, we see the male lead, Si Chen, a businessman focused on expanding his business. His assistant informs him about an upcoming meeting with Alex, a famous fashion designer who owns a wedding brand. Si Chen tells him to gather information about Alex. Meanwhile, Shishi is working on her laptop since she runs an online store. She tells her friend she has a feeling they're about to receive a big order. At the same time, Si Chen is browsing shopper profiles. He sees Shishi's name and messages her, saying he wants to buy a dress. Her friend is shocked to hear about such a huge order. It's worth 1.28 million yuan, and they'll get a 10% commission. Her friend advises her to confirm the order. Shishi hesitates because they don't have Alex's dress in stock. Her friend suggests she attend Alex's party and buy the dress there. Shishi confirms the order, and Si Chen immediately pays the 10% commission deposit. Later, Si Chen's assistant tells him he has gathered information about Alex and deposited the payment to the seller. Meanwhile, Shishi spends the whole day researching Alex. Her friend even offers her car so she can look rich in front of him. At the party, Shishi looks for Alex, but a man starts harassing her. To avoid him, she stands next to Si Chen. They start talking and he asks if she knows who he is. Judging by his appearance, Shishi says he looks like a serious person and probably a company leader. He's impressed by her answer. After chatting for a while, she thanks him and goes off to find Alex. Unaware that Si Chen wants the same thing, Shishi approaches Alex to impress him and buy the dress. In fact, it was Si Chen who provided her with information about Alex so she could impress him. Shishi greets Alex, who asks who designed her dress. She replies that she designed it herself and that she's a new designer. Alex is impressed and invites her to join him on stage during his speech and say a few words. She happily agrees. Suddenly, Alex's security guards approach her and ask for her invitation card. They say they were informed she came without an invitation. Shishi explains that her partner has it. When they ask for her partner's name, she can't answer. They warn her they may have to call the police. She asks for 5 minutes. Just then, Si Chen appears and says it looks like she needs help. Shishi realizes she's been trapped. It was Si Chen who informed the guards because he wanted to execute his plan. She asks what he wants. Si Chen says he needs a girl who can impress Alex, and she just did that. He offers to help her if she helps him. She agrees. Si Chen puts a necklace on her. When she asks about it, he doesn't answer. They approach Alex together, and Alex assumes they're partners. Seeing the necklace, Alex asks where she got it. When Shishi asks what's special about it, Alex explains that his late wife, a famous jewelry designer, designed it. After her death, he sold it. He asks Shishi if she can wear a dress designed by his wife, along with the necklace, and stand on stage with him in her memory. However, Si Chen pulls Shishi away. She gets angry and accuses him of wanting to hurt Alex's feelings. He denies it and tells her not to ruin his plan. He removes the necklace and tells her to leave. Shishi calls her friend and says she'll complete what she came for. She then tells the security guard her necklace is missing. When Alex hears about it, Si Chen tells Shishi that she gave him the necklace for safekeeping. Later, Shishi asks Alex about buying his expensive wedding dresses. He gives her his room number and invites her to come anytime. He also invites her to dance. But Si Chen interrupts, saying it's not time to enjoy themselves. Shishi replies that they both got what they wanted. As the celebration ends, Shishi twists her ankle and almost falls into the pool. Si Chen saves her, but they accidentally kiss and fall into the pool together. Later, Shishi's friend excitedly tells her that Si Chen came here 2 years ago, started his own mall instead of joining his family's company, and is well known for his business talent. Shishi visits Alex again, pretending to have a cold. She reminds him about selling her the wedding dress. Alex says the contract has already been signed. He wonders if Si Chen's surprise was ruined. Shishi says it wasn't a surprise, it was a shock, and leaves, saying she won't reveal anything about him to Si Chen. Meanwhile, Shishi's friend tells her that she's become famous, and that everyone thinks she and Si Chen are in a relationship. Their kissing photo has gone viral. Then Shishi receives a breakup message from her boyfriend. At a restaurant, she sees him with another girl. When she asks who the girl is, he says she's just a friend. Shishi decides to break up with him and leaves. Later, at a party, Shishi drinks heavily with her friend. Si Chen arrives with his friend Xiang. Drunk, Shishi mistakes Si Chen for her friend and starts complaining about him right in front of him, saying he ruined her love life. She falls asleep in his lap and asks him to take her home. He drives her home, and she kisses him outside the car before giving him her address. The next day, Shishi goes to Si Chen's office and asks about the wedding dress. He says it will be available in his mall in 3 months. She insists she needs it urgently. He teases her about being in a hurry to get married right after a breakup. Shocked that he knows about it, she demands he clarify everything to the media. He refuses, saying it would expose their scheme against Alex and cause him major losses. As she leaves, she almost trips again, and he catches her. Before letting her go, he stops her for a selfie. Furious, she storms off. Later, Shishi tells Alex she and Si Chen are getting married and that she wants to wear his wedding dress. Alex reveals that Si Chen already bought the dress, so he can't sell it to her, but he can sell her a newly designed one instead. She's thrilled. She messages her customer, who is actually Si Chen, saying she has secured the rights to Alex's dress and needs payment. He replies he'll pay after receiving the dress. She agrees. In the next scene, Shishi visits her childhood friend Mo Sing, whom she teaches drawing. She tells him observing details is important and asks him to observe her face, but he gets lost staring into her eyes. At another party, Alex, a reporter asks to see a sample of his new dress. Alex says he already sold it to Si Chen's fiancé. Si Chen gets furious at Shishi. Later, Shishi learns that a customer canceled a wedding dress order. The address turns out to be Si Chen's company. She confronts him and realizes he was the customer using the name Girls Dream Love. He admits many girls dream of marrying him. His assistant informs him that Alex is about to sign with another company, but is still impressed with Shishi. Si Chen asks Shishi to continue pretending to be his fiancé in exchange for covering her losses. With no other choice, she agrees. He tells her to memorize all his personal details. When he sends her a friend request, she initially rejects it, but he messages her not to reject it again. She accepts. He quizzes her and says for every wrong answer, she'll owe him 500 yuan. Annoyed, she agrees but tells him not to disturb her during work hours. In the next scene, Shichan invites Shishi to dinner. After dinner, just as she's about to leave, Shichan hands her a blank check and says she can write any amount she wants on it. But Shishi replies that she only wants the money she actually lost. Shichan then responds sarcastically, asking if she's falling in love with him. He says he knows that women like her would do anything for money. Hearing this, Shishi gets furious. She throws water in his face and storms off. Meanwhile, someone is secretly taking pictures of them. We see that Si Chan's assistant tells him that Alex has said, after your 10 months of marriage, he will collaborate with us. Hearing this, Si Chan says, does that mean I really have to get married after this? He goes to Shishi, and she says, I told you not to ever meet me again. Si Chan replies, let's get married. He shows her an agreement and explains, we only need to stay married for 10 months, after which we will get divorced. I will compensate you for this. He further says, according to the law, we will need a marriage license. Shishi refuses and tries to leave, but Si Chan stops her and says, you have no choice except to marry me later. Shishi receives a parcel sent by Si Chan. He has also planted a girl in his office, who calls Shishi pretending to be Alex's assistant and says the dress has been sent to you. Shishi says she wants to cancel the order, but she refuses and says you must pay for the dress within 3 days. Si Chan and his assistant are happy because they think Shishi will now agree to the marriage. Meanwhile, Xiaoya suggests telling Alex the truth, but Shishi refuses. Then Shishi goes back to Si Chan and agrees to marry him with some conditions. We will divorce after 10 months and you will give me 1 million yuan as compensation. Shishi further says, you will interfere in my life as little as possible. I will need a private room. You will pay me double for overtime. And most importantly, you must not develop any feelings for me. Si Chan says, you are very confident about yourself. They revise the contract and Shishi signs it in the next scene. Shishi is seen in a wedding dress. Si Chan is mesmerized by her beauty and helps her with her heels. Then the wedding day arrives. Su Wei also comes. She congratulates Si Chan and tells Shishi, you have taken my love away from me. After this, Shishi asks, Si Chan, will I have to face a rival even in a contract marriage? And he says, if you do not love me, then how is she your rival? Then Shishi and Si Chan get married. They exchange rings and Si Chan kisses her. Si Chan says, from now on, you are my wife and you should start socializing. Later, everyone is having dinner, and at that moment, Shishi's mom gives Si Chan a note. He goes aside to read it and finds a card inside which says, since Shishi is now your wife, you have to take care of her. She also mentions that Shishi's dream is to become a designer. The assistant then says Shishi has consumed too much alcohol, so they both take her to the room. At that moment, Shishi starts feeling like vomiting. After a while, she feels better and then crying, she says, I wanted to marry the person I love, but I ended up marrying the person I hate. Hearing this, Si Chan says, I have no feelings and I do not have time for all this. Later, Si Chan falls onto the bed with Shishi, and while sleeping, she hugs him in the next scene. Shishi wakes up and calls Si Chan. When he comes, he shows her the house. Shishi then asks, where did you sleep last night? Si Chan tells her I was in the study. She then asks, where will we sleep from now on? Si Chan says, no one should find out about our fake marriage, so we will have to share a room. Hearing this, Shishi gets worried. Si Chan reassures her, I do not have any feelings for you. Then he takes her to a room and says, you can sleep here. This is a connected room. I will only come here to change my clothes later. When Shishi enters the room, she says this room is so big. Then she sees Si Chan's photo and starts saying bad things about him. Just then, Si Chan enters wearing only a towel. Shishi closes her eyes in embarrassment, and Si Chan apologizes and leaves. After he leaves, she turns off the lights and lies down to sleep, but gets scared after seeing a shadow. She runs to Si Chan, who is doing push-ups, and says, why are you making so much noise? Because of you. I could not sleep. Si Chan replies, I have insomnia. Exercising helps me get at least 2 to 3 hours of sleep, although it does not always work. Shishi starts laughing and says, do you know why you cannot sleep? Because you think bad thoughts. Hearing this, Si Chan comes closer to her and she gets scared. Si Chan says, I will sleep in the study room. Shishi replies, if you sleep there, everyone will find out our secret. We can sleep in the same room but separately. Si-chan agrees, and Shishi quickly lies on the bed and says, I will sleep here. Si-chan replies, the bed is mine, and makes her lie on the sofa, which makes her very angry later when she sees him reading a book. She also picks up a book and starts reading loudly. Si-chan asks, why are you reading so loudly? Shishi replies, this is how I read because of her loud reading. Si-chan eventually falls asleep. Shishi notices this and says Si-chan was saying he cannot fall asleep easily. But look, he already fell asleep. She puts a blanket over him. The next morning, Si-chan wakes up, checks the time, and says, I actually slept well last night, Shishi, who is already awake, says you fell asleep so quickly last night, maybe because of my reading. Si-chan replies, fine, read to me again tonight. Then Si-chan leaves for the office, and Shishi goes back to sleep later. Xiaoya comes and says our online store has been shut down. Shishi gets shocked. They decide to meet the director of Mang Group when they reach there. Mosing arrives and says, I will help you meet the director. Then Mosing's assistant calls him Mr. Mo, which shocks Shishi and Xiaoya, because they realize Mosing himself is the director. They explain their problem to Mosing, who tells his assistant to resolve it. He also offers them lunch, but Shishi refuses. Mosing gives Shishi a gift, and seeing it, Shishi becomes very happy. Shishi returns home, and Si-chan's grandmother gives her a gift. Shishi becomes very happy after seeing it, and says this must be very expensive. She thanks her. Then the grandmother says, I will be happy if you give me a grandson. Shishi ignores this. Then Si-chan calls Shishi into the study and tells her that at home she should call him darling, and in anger Shishi calls him darling. Then Si-chan asks if she went to Mang Group today. Shishi replies, I did not know you were secretly keeping an eye on me. Si-chan asks, why did you meet Mosing? Shishi says, I did not meet him secretly, I met him openly. Si-chan tells her, this is the last mistake I have forgiven from now on. You will have to pay for every mistake. Si-chan asks, since when do you know Mosing? And what is your relationship with him? Shishi explains he was my senior in school, and now he is the director of Mang Group. I went there to get my online store unlocked, and I had lunch with him. Shishi then gives Si-chan the bag that grandmother gave her, and says this is a contract gift. Si-chan says, since grandmother gave it to you, you should keep it later. Shishi and grandmother are eating together, and grandmother asks, did you and Si-chan have a fight? I do not want to interfere in your privacy, but I saw you sleeping on the rocking chair. If something is wrong, I will take your side. Shishi explains, you misunderstood, grandmother. We were playing a game and the loser had to sleep on the rocking chair. Grandmother believes her and tells the servant to send soup to Si-chan at his company. Shishi says, I will take the soup to him myself at the office. Assistant. Feng informs Si-chan that Shishi has brought soup for you and said she will go home with you after your work is done. Si-chan comes out and sees Shishi has fallen asleep while sitting, and as she is about to fall, he holds her face and she wakes up startled. Si-chan says, do not come here without a reason. Shishi replies, I came for a reason. Grandmother saw me sleeping on the rocking chair, so I had to explain. And she understood. Si-chan asks, did grandmother make the soup? Shishi says yes. Si-chan tells her, you should have known that grandmother made that soup for the person who is trying to have a son. Shishi feels embarrassed and quickly leaves later. Shishi urgently needs money and goes to the mall with Xiaoya. They go to a purse shop where the shopkeeper praises Shishi's purse and offers money for it. At first, Shishi refuses, but after Xiaoya's purse is weighed, she agrees to sell it and says she wants to reclaim it after 3 months at home. Grandmother asks Shishi, why are you not using the purse? Shishi makes an excuse, and grandmother tells her, my birthday is next week, and I insist you use that purse on the occasion. Shishi gets worried about how she will get it back at grandmother's birthday party. Su-wei and Si-chan arrive. Si-chan brings a gift for grandmother. Everyone eagerly waits for Shishi's gift, which turns out to be vegetables. Si-chan remarks that Shishi's gift is the best. Grandmother also likes it very much. Then, Su-wei gives grandmother a purse and says, I saw a similar purse with Shishi and bought one for you. Grandmother becomes suspicious and asks Shishi to bring her purse. Shishi gets nervous, and in a flashback it is revealed that Su-wei saw Shishi selling the purse and later bought it herself for a high amount. Grandmother insists Shishi bring the purse, and as Shishi is about to explain, Si-chan says the purse is in the room. We will bring it now. Then, Si-chan asks Shishi what happened. She tells him everything. I sold the bag, and when I went to get it back, someone else had already bought it. She says, I will go out and tell grandmother the truth. But Si-chan stops her from telling the truth after that. Si-chan shows grandmother a fake purse so she does not find out the truth. Even Su-wei says nothing. Then everyone cuts grandmother's birthday cake. And Shishi thanks Si-chan for handling everything so well. In the next scene, Shishi comes to his room and tells Si-chan, grandmother asked me to make soup for you, so I brought it. Si-chan asks, do you want to say anything else? She refuses and starts to leave, but Si-chan comes closer and asks, are you sure you have nothing to say? She refuses again. Then he asks, where did you go today? Who did you meet? She gives him a full report of her day, explaining everything she did. Si-chan then asks, did your mother call? What did she say? Shishi deliberately does not tell him about the landlord issue her mother faced, but shares everything else. This makes Si-chan angry, and he tells her to leave, but then asks her to give him some soup as she comes very close to feed him. He feels uncomfortable and says, I will drink it myself. Then she leaves in the next scene. When Sai-chan goes to his room, he sees Shishi has fallen asleep while reading a book, even though she said she would read to him. Si-chan stares at her closely and she wakes up startled. Seeing him so close, she gets scared and hits him with the book. Next, Shishi puts a bandage on him because he got hurt. She apologizes, but he tells her, "You will have to help me get ready for 2 months." Shishi reluctantly agrees because she has no choice in the next scene. Shishi gets a call from her ex-boyfriend who invites her to meet. Meanwhile, Soo-wei invites Si-chan to the same restaurant, and it turns out it was Soo-wei's plan, while Si-chan and Soo-wei are discussing business. Shishi arrives to meet her ex. He apologizes and asks for a second chance. At that moment, Si-chan notices Shishi and hears their conversation. Someone is taking photos of Shishi and her ex-boyfriend, which is also part of Soo-wei's plan. Si-chan gets furious and is about to leave but stops when he hears Shishi call her ex shameless. Then she starts praising Si-chan, which makes him happy. Soo-wei's plan fails, and she leaves in the next scene. Si-chan texts Shishi. Come home when she arrives, he tells her, "I want to sleep, so you should read to me," as Shishi reads. Si-chan keeps staring at her and moves closer. "You are my wife. Who were you meeting at a private restaurant?" Shishi asks. "Are you following me?" He denies it. Then she asks, "Did you hear my conversation?" Si-chan denies again and says, "I have other work." Shishi believes him. Then she teases him. "Are you getting jealous?" Si-chan replies, "Why would I be jealous in the next scene?" Grandmother scolds Shishi and Si-chan. "Why are you sleeping in separate rooms? Even though you are newly married, but they ignore it." We see that later Shishi gets a message from her ex-boyfriend and goes to meet him in heavy rain. He asks her for money and threatens that if you do not give it, I will make your pictures viral, which will only harm you. Si-chan gets a call from Xiaoya, who informs him Shishi is in trouble and needs help. Meanwhile, Shishi tells her ex, "You have to show me the pictures first." She tries to leave, but her ex gets suspicious and forcefully snatches her bag and discovers she had recorded everything. He tries to take the recorder from her, but Shishi grabs it and runs. Her ex chases her. Shishi slips and falls, and he starts throwing stones at her. Just then, Si-chan arrives and saves her, but Shishi is very scared, so he hugs her to comfort her later. Xiaoya also arrives and tells Si-chan to call the police and get the ex arrested. Si-chan at home bandaging Cece's injury, as she asks how he got there and he explains everything. Then she tells him why she went to meet her ex, saying she never thought he would do something like that. And Si-chan tells her her ex is very bad, but she is not that stupid, and she broke up at the right time. Then she asks if he has ever been in love, and he denies it. After that, she comes closer and says she feels he has never loved anyone before, and starts explaining love in detail. At that moment, Si-chan pulls her toward himself, and she comes very close to him, but suddenly steps back and asks what he is doing. Si-chan asks why she is blushing, and she replies, asking if she is really blushing, and says if you do not like someone, you would not blush when they come close. Then she takes him to a bar and thanks him and orders spicy food for him. Shishi drinks a lot, and Si-chan writes something on a page and asks her to sign it, and she signs without reading. Then he tells her she should read before signing anything, and it is revealed that he wrote she will be his wife for 3 months and will also work as his maid during that time, which upsets her a lot. The next morning, Si-chan thinks about waking her up with a kiss, but stops when she wakes up on her own and she puts her hand on his mouth and asks what he is doing, and he makes an excuse saying he was just taking her phone. Later, Si-chan picks her up in his arms and takes her for breakfast, which makes her feel very uncomfortable. So she leaves, and Si-chan smiles and tells her her breakfast is on the table. In the next scene, Shishi's favorite artist has a book signing event, and it is revealed that the artist is actually Moshing, whose stage name is Jackson, and he wears a mask in public. He is looking for Shishi, and when she arrives, she gets his autograph and he tells her she can hug him, which makes her very happy, and he thinks he never imagined he would be able to hug her. Later, Shishi's friend tells her that her ex has uploaded her photos, which makes her very angry, and she decides to call a press conference and bring proof by recording the conversation. But during the press conference, she gets so many questions that she becomes nervous, and then Si-chan arrives and silences everyone, saying Shishi is his wife and he loves her very much, and whatever happened in the past has nothing to do with their present, and then he takes her away. Outside, Si-chan takes the recorder from her and asks if that was her proof, and she admits it, and they struggle over the recorder as she says it contains personal recordings, so he should give it back. Si-chan turns on the recorder, and when she tries to take it, he kisses her and tells her he will give it back, but she has to promise that the contract marriage will be extended for 3 months, and she has no choice, so she agrees. Later, his assistant tells him that Shishi met Moshing again and is very close to him, which makes Si-chan feel jealous. On the other side, Shishi feels happy looking at her picture with her idol Jackson, when Si-chan comes and takes the photo and starts criticizing her, saying she should consider only her husband as her ideal, which makes her very angry, and she refuses to listen to him. Later, she messages Mo Sing, saying today she met her idol and took a picture with him. The next day, Shishi and Grandma come to Si-chan's company, and Grandma tells him to show Shishi around the whole company, and he takes advantage of this and brings her close while giving her a tour. In the next scene, Shishi is waiting for Si-chan and thinking about when he will come so she can ask him about expanding her business, but as soon as he arrives, he ignores her and starts choosing his outfit. Shishi goes to him, and Si-chan comes very close and asks what solution she wants, and she asks for advice for her business, and he agrees to give her advice. Next, Shishi brings her business plan to Si-chan, but he does not like it at all and tells her not to waste her time because she is not capable of it. Shishi replies that no one knows how or when to do something the first time and leaves the room saying she will revise it herself. Later, Shishi is talking to Mo-sing on the phone when Si-chan comes and asks who she is talking to, and she says she will meet her senior Mo-sing to discuss the business plan, and she realizes that he is not the only sympathetic person, and there are other warm-hearted people too. Si-chan replies that other people are not warm-hearted without any reason, and Shishi asks if he is getting jealous, but he denies it and says why would he be jealous, and then tells her to focus on her reading, although she is very angry at that moment but still starts studying. When Si-chan returns home, he sees Shishi playing a game with Grandma and tells Grandma that he just saw a crazy girl in the neighborhood, although he had already recognized Shishi earlier. In the next scene, Shishi wears a hot dress to impress Si-chan, and when he sees her, he keeps staring and she winks at him, making him look away, and then she gives him a massage and apologizes. Sue interviews Si-chan and asks about the constant comparisons between him and Mo-san. While acknowledging Mo-san's talent, Si-chan proudly highlights his company's 20% profit growth over the past 3 years. After the interview, Sue criticizes Shishi's strict personality, but Si-chan surprises her by passionately defending and praising his wife. Jealous and frustrated, Sue later attempts to create a misunderstanding between the couple. However, her plan backfires when Shishi calmly explains that her trust in Si-chan is stronger than any outsider's attempts to come between them, bringing the couple even closer together. To Mo-sing and finalizes her business plan with his help. While meanwhile, Si-chan also prepares a business plan for her, and when he comes home and sees Shishi sleeping, he covers her with a blanket and later checks the iPad and sees Mo-sing's plan on it. The next morning, Si-chan asks for the iPad and then asks if Mo-sing helped her, and Shishi confirms it. And then he goes to take a shower, but does not return the iPad. So Shishi asks from outside to give it back, and suddenly he opens the door and she enters the bathroom, where she sees that he has put her iPad in the bathtub, which makes her very angry, and she asks why he did that, and he says he will buy her a new iPad. She tries to leave, but his towel gets stuck in her purse, and he comes outside behind her and tells her to ask Mo-sing to make another proposal for her. Shishi goes to take help from Mo-sing, but Si-chan stops her and shows his own business plan, and she tells him she will work on her own plan and does not need his plan and thanks him. Then she receives a message from Shoya and goes to meet her, and Shoya tells her that Mo-sing invited her to dinner last night, and in a drunken state she told him about Shishi's contract marriage, but she is not sure about the details. Shishi decides to meet Mo-sing personally and asks what Shoya told him about her contract marriage with Si-chan, and he confirms that Shoya mentioned it. Just then, Si-chan arrives, and Cece asks what he is doing there, and he replies that he should be the one asking why she is there, and then asks Jackson if he is so close to his wife. Mo-sing explains how they know each other, and Si-chan says, "Next time if you want to meet my wife, inform me in advance," and Mo-sing replies that Shishi can schedule her own plans because she is a free girl, but Shishi says she is definitely not a free girl, and secondly, she is married, so she does not need any freedom, which impresses Si-chan. And to make Mo-sing jealous, he asks Shishi to hold his hand. In the next scene, Si-chan calls Shishi and asks her to sit beside him, and she refuses, but he insists saying, "Sit down, I will not bite you," and then tells her that she will not have time to read comics or meet Mo-sing anymore. And when she asks why he gives her many books and says Alex has invited them for a vacation, so she has to prepare for it, Cece becomes very happy about the vacation and agrees to learn Italian for it. And Si-chan reminds her that she met Mo-sing without his permission, so she unwillingly agrees to listen to him and then requests him to reduce her dance practice, but he refuses. After that, he teaches her Italian, but she cannot understand anything, so he shows her a stick which makes her quickly start studying. And then Grandma arrives and Shishi runs to her in fear. Later, Shishi gets a call from Mo-sing and decides to meet him, and he tells her that Shoya shared everything with him, including the details of her contract marriage. At the same restaurant, Si-chan and Shuei are also present, and Mo-sing changes the topic and tells Shishi that her proposal has been approved in the company, and he is ready to invest in her business. Then Shuei notices them, and asks Si-chan what Shishi is doing there, while Shishi is speaking badly about Si-chan in front of Mo-sing, and when Si-chan arrives, she gets scared. Mo-sing tells Si-chan that he knows about the contract marriage, and Si-chan asks Shishi if she told him, but she denies it. And Mo-sing then asks Si-chan if he is confident about Shishi's love, and Si-chan replies that their relationship can never be called love, and then takes Shishi away. Si-chan tells Shishi that before the contract ends, she has already found someone else, but she explains that it is not true, and that Shoya mistakenly told Mo-sing about the contract. Then Si-chan tells her to come to the company and practice dance, and there he tells her that her dance teacher is Sue. Later, an assistant brings a gown and high heels for Shishi, and she goes to change, but the zipper does not close, so she calls Si-chan for help, and he helps her close it and comes very close to her. Sue dances with Si-chan and tells him that he needs to practice like this with assistant Feng, and seeing them dance makes Si-chan jealous, and when Cece slips, he catches her. Shishi asks Grandma if she knows Italian, and Grandma says yes, a little. Then Shishi shows her a picture of an animal and asks what it is called in Italian, and Grandma jokingly says, "I love you in Italian." When Si-chan arrives, Shishi says I love you in Italian, thinking it is the animal's name, and Si-chan smiles and comes close to her, saying he has never seen anyone confess love like that. As he is about to leave, Shishi asks who confessed their love to him, and later she searches on her phone and realizes Grandma played a prank on her. So Sichain takes Shishi for dance practice, where the instructor teaches her. But she cannot dance properly, so the instructor asks Sichain to dance with her, and she realizes he is actually an expert dancer. Later, Sichain has to leave for work, and next he tells Shishi that Jubai has invited him to a party, and that designers will also attend, which makes her excited. And she agrees to go and thanks him and hugs him, but Sichain tells her if her hug is done, then step back. And Cece replies, she was not hugging him, but taking his measurement to fit a suit. She only asked him to remove his coat and then takes his measurements. And when Sichain thanks her for making the suit, they both fall on the bed, and as Cece falls on him, she apologizes and gets up and then tells him she only needs to measure his waist. And while measuring him, Sichain smiles at her, but as soon as she notices he changes his expression, later they go to the party where they meet Sue. And in the next scene, Sue announces that she is very happy that everyone came to her opening ceremony and says that Sichain helped her the most in opening the studio and invites him on stage to say a few words where Sichain praises the studio and then says the suit he is wearing is designed by his wife Shishi and also praises her brand, which makes Sue feel jealous. Later, Sue invites Shishi on stage where she gives a great speech, and Sichain is impressed, and she thanks him for his support. In the next scene, they arrive in Italy, where Shishi calls Sichain darling, which visibly shocks Feng. And when they reach the hotel, Sichain tells her to inform him wherever she goes, and then asks if she is free now, to which Cece happily claps like a child. Later, Cece goes to tell him she is leaving for the fashion show, but he is taking a shower, so she leaves a note. And when she goes out, her phone battery dies, while meanwhile Sichain tries to call her because he has a meeting with Alex. And after reading the note, he messages Feng that he is going to find Shishi and Feng should go to Alex. Sichain eventually finds Shishi, who is very scared and starts running, and while running, she is about to hit a tree. But Sichain saves her and scolds her a lot, but she feels relieved seeing him there. In the car, she apologizes, and Sichain says she has no idea how worried he was for her, and Shishi asks if he really cares about her, but he changes the topic, and then she notices a wound on his hand and puts a bandage on it. In the next scene, Cece is about to sleep when she gets a message from Sichain, which she ignores and falls asleep. But as he keeps messaging, she reluctantly goes to him, and Sichain asks her to apply medicine on his wound, and although she feels annoyed, she does it. And while talking, he notices that Shishi is so sleepy that she falls asleep while applying the medicine. Sichain lets her sleep beside him and holds her hand while looking at her, and then confesses his love to her. But Shishi is asleep. The next morning when Shishi wakes up, she sees Sichain sleeping beside her and asks why he is there, and he replies that she is the one sleeping in his room. Then he comes close to her and asks if she is scared, and she says no, and he quickly tells her to get ready. In the next scene, Shishi and Sichain are with Alex, and his assistant informs them that their new design is missing. So Shishi says she can help and redraws a similar design which impresses both Alex and Sichain. Later they have dinner, and Alex praises both Shishi and Sichain a lot. Afterwards, Shishi wants a teddy bear from a toy machine, but cannot get it, and Sichain notices that a couple next to them wins a teddy bear by kissing, so he kisses Shishi, and she wins the teddy bear, and he gives it to her, joking that if she loses it, she will be fine. In the next scene, Sichain meets Alex, who wants to make Shishi in charge of managing his brand, and says she can handle it well. Although Sichain is reluctant, he has no choice but to thank Alex, as he actually wants to keep Shishi away from him, and end the contract as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Shishi looks at a picture of herself with Sichain and praises how handsome he is. Later, Sichain gets a fever and falls asleep, and when there is a knock on the door, Cece comes in, and upon learning about his fever, says she will bring medicine. But Sichain stops her, as she has brought a cake for him, because it is his birthday, and when he asks how she remembered, she says he told her to memorize all his information, so she remembered his birthday too. Sichain asks her to sing a birthday song, and she sings, and after cutting the cake, he makes a wish that Shishi will always stay with him, but does not tell her when she asks. Shishi also wants to eat cake, but he does not let her, and instead kisses her and feeds her a piece, which makes her blush and leave. Later they return to China, and in the next scene, Shishi tells Sichain about her dream of opening a store, saying it is her childhood dream and she will give her best. Sichain does not tell her about Alex's offer because he does not want to ruin her dream. In the next scene, Shishi sees Alex's proposal on Sichain's laptop and tells Shia about it, which Sichain overhears, and then tells her she will not read comics anymore. And when she asks why he takes her to a candlelight dinner where he asks about her store opening date, and after she shares all the details, he asks her to postpone it, saying there is some problem and he will help her later. Shishi asks if he has decided to make her give up her dream and says she accidentally read his emails. And although Sichain asks for time, she insists she will open her store no matter what. In the next scene, Shishi learns that the landlord refused to rent her space, so she tells Moshing, who helps her find a new place, making her very happy, and he tells her to inform him if she faces any more problems. When Sue finds out about Shishi's store, she asks her friend to post news about it on social media. In the next scene, Sichain sees the news stating that Shishi rejected Alex's offer and opened her own store. store, and he becomes confused about who leaked the information as it was supposed to be secret. He asks Shishi why she made the news viral, but she denies it, while also accusing him of telling the landlord not to rent her the space, which creates many misunderstandings between them. Despite everything, Shishi insists she did not spread the news, but Sichain tells her she has become so independent that she rejected Alex's proposal and can open her store on her own and then leaves. In the next scene, Shishi and Xiaoyu open a new store, and later Sichain tells Feng on a call that he will make Shishi apologize to Alex by taking her to dinner and giving her an expensive gift so she will agree. Shishi overhears this and leaves angrily. Later, she meets Sichain and behaves rudely, asking what he brought for her, and when he gives her a box, she says she heard his conversation with Feng, and although he says she misunderstood, she replies that she is thankful for everything he has done so far and promises she will close the store for a while today and fulfill his request, but only until their contract lasts. Then Sichain goes to Alex and takes him along to show Shishi's store and explains that this is why she did not work with him, because it is her dream and he will stand by her to fulfill it. In the next scene, Shishi opens the gift and finds a coin inside that she once threw into a fountain, along with a note saying people thought he was a thief because of this coin, and she realizes he caught a cold while finding it, which makes her very emotional. Later, she meets Alex and apologizes for canceling his proposal, saying Sichain suffered a lot because of her, and she is ready to give up her dream and work with him. But Alex reveals that Sichain already told him about her store and cares deeply about her, so she thanks him for everything. In the next scene, Sichain thanks Shishi for helping convince Alex, and in that moment they kiss, and Shishi blushes and runs away. Later, Shishi falls asleep while working, and Sichain smiles looking at her. In another scene, Shishi is doing a shoot for her brand with Moshing when Sichain arrives with some items and asks why Moshing is there, and she explains that the model she hired did not come. So they asked Moshing to model. To prove himself better than Moshing, Sichain teams up with Shishi to show he can also model. And the photo shoot begins, but he does not perform as well as Moshing. And when Shishi gets close to Moshing, Sichain pulls her away, leading to a small argument. In the next scene, Shishi is very tired, and Sichain brings money for her, saying it is for the dress that got ruined because of him. But before giving it, he asks who performed better today. And when she names Moshing and gives Sichain 1 point less, he becomes jealous and refuses to give her the money, but she snatches it and runs, and he stops her and comes close, asking who is first, him or Moshing. When a maid arrives and tells Shishi that Sichain prepared milk for her and leaves, Shishi says if he ordered milk for her, she will give him another point, and then Sichain asks if he should teach her how to be a good wife, but she says there is no need. In the next scene, Shishi asks Grandma what Sichain likes to eat, and Grandma tells her all his favorite dishes and dislikes. And later, Shishi goes to his office, which surprises him, and when he asks what she is doing, she says she brought lunch for him. And when everyone starts leaving, she stops them and serves lunch, bringing dishes he does not like, and starts feeding him in front of everyone. And although he does not want to eat, he does because people are watching. After lunch, Shishi leaves, and when he returns home, he tells her the food she made was very tasty, and says she did well, and now all employees think their marriage is going smoothly, and adds that she should cook good food for him every day, and he will wait for it tomorrow as well. In the next scene, Shishi brings food to the office again, and says they need to show employees that they have a happy married life, and he holds her hand and walks outside as she comes close to him, and employees smile seeing them. Shishi feeds him, and he feeds her back. And when she says she does not want to eat more, he eats the food she offers, which makes her uncomfortable, and she looks at him angrily and leaves. We see that when they return home, Sichain gives her advice for her store, and she realizes how she can attract more customers. Later, his friend Shangxi tells Sichain about a party and arranges dresses for Cici and Xie. But due to a mistake, Cici ends up wearing Xie's dress. At the party, Shishi arrives, and since everyone is wearing masks, Sichain assumes she is Xie and takes her with him, believing she is Xie, and tells her that he knows she likes him, but he loves someone else. So it is better they keep their distance. Shishi immediately leaves and cries in frustration and messages Sichain, saying today's party was like a surprise for her, and she will not create any trouble for him in the future, which confuses him. In the next scene, Shangxi reveals to Sichain that the girl he thought was Xie at the party was actually Shishi. Sichain tries to call Shishi, but she does not answer, so he goes to her shop and asks if she is okay and why she is not answering his calls, and she says she did not check her phone. Sichain tells her to always respond to his calls and messages in the future, and while explaining the misunderstanding, he notices Jackson there and asks what he is doing, and Jackson replies he came to help Cici when Shishi is about to leave. Sichain tries to stop her, but she says she is busy and leaves with Jackson. In the next scene, Sichain receives a message from his grandmother that Shishi has come home, so he returns and finds her sleeping and gently moves her hair aside and looks at her. In the next scene, his grandmother is wearing an outfit from Shishi's brand, which makes her very happy. And later, Javia tells Shishi that during an interview, Sichain praised her brand a lot, and at the same time, she reads his message, explaining the party misunderstanding. And when Sichain arrives, Shishi hugs him, saying she read his messages. And when he asks if she will go on a date with him, him. She agrees. Later, when Sichan is in the office, he receives a message from Javia that Shishi's family is in trouble. So he immediately goes to drop Shishi and her mother home, and her mother asks him to stay the night. But Shishi hesitates, saying their house is small. Although Sichan agrees to stay and they sleep in the same room, Shishi gives him her clothes to wear and laughs seeing him in them, saying he looks funny and takes pictures. And Sichan asks for her phone to delete them, and while trying to take it, he comes very close to her and asks for a kiss. And Shishi closes her eyes, but at that moment, her mother enters the room to arrange bedding, making them feel awkward. Later, Sichan finds many love letters that Shishi had kept and tells her to read them aloud, but she refuses. So he says, then they should complete what was left unfinished. And Shishi starts reading the letters but falls asleep while reading, and Sichan kisses her forehead. The next morning when they come out of the house, Shishi's mother says she has found a place for a new laundry shop, which makes Shishi feel jealous because her mother always takes Sichan's side. To change the mood, Sisi suggests going shopping, and Sichan agrees, and they go to the market and enjoy a lot. And later the three of them eat together, and Sisi feeds Sichan with her own hands. After that, Sichan sits outside alone, and when Shishi comes and asks what he is thinking, he says he is thinking about how they became a real couple, and that he never got to sit and eat with his parents. Because he had to follow many rules, Shishi thanks him for everything he did for her that day, and then rests her head on his shoulder and falls asleep. In the next scene, Shishi is searching for her diary while Sichan helps her, and during the search, she finds a childhood photo of herself, which she tries to retrieve, and in another scene, Sisi comes to Sichan to turn something on or off, and Sichan remarks that he feels she is not playing the role of a good wife, prompting her to ask what else she should do. At which point Sichan points to a couple kissing and says she should do that, and Shishi responds that she would never do such things but offers to fix his tie, and while adjusting it, she accidentally kisses him, leaving her feeling very shy after he leaves. In the following scene, Sichan takes Shishi to an amusement park, gives her a box, and tells her to open it, but she reveals she already has. And he explains she has two options: save the coin or put it in a slot to start the wheel, and Shishi chooses to insert the coin, starting the ride, during which Sichan confesses his love, shocking Shishi, who asks for time to think, and Sichan agrees. And in the next scene, Shishi receives a note from him. On her birthday, he invites her to meet him to answer his question. But meanwhile, Moshing calls her, and she meets him, receiving a drawing book and his confession of love as he reveals he is her favorite comic artist, saying he has been waiting for her contract with Sichan to end, and gives her a card promising to wait for her on her birthday, also informing Sichan of his feelings. And both Sichan and Moshing prepare for dinner, but Shishi gets stuck in traffic and rushes to meet Sichan, who finds Shuei at the door instead, while Shishi reaches Sing, who expresses surprise at seeing her, and Shuei confesses love to Sichan, accusing Shishi of ruining her life, and Sichan responds that he only sees Shuei as a friend but loves Shishi. Shishi sees Moshing has arranged many gifts for her, but feeling guilty, she tells him she sees him only as a friend and loves Sichan, and Sichan realizes Shuei's trick and sends her away, while Sisi tries to reach Sichan but gets stuck in traffic, calls him, and walks in the rain to the location only to find the restaurant closed after he waited for her. And just as she starts to leave disappointed, a bright light reveals Sichan, and she kisses him immediately, after which he suggests cutting the cake. She makes a wish and he sings "Happy Birthday to You," followed by fireworks, with Shishi confessing love and Sichan replying that he already knew she liked him, and they enjoy the moment. Next, Shuei enters Shishi's store, sees Sichan and Shishi happy together, becomes upset, apologizes to Shishi for past mistakes, and is forgiven before leaving. Sichan receives a call from his assistant about a meeting, tells them to cancel it, but Shishi insists not to, and though he is reluctant to leave her, he goes after she insists. Later, Sichan waits nervously for Shishi at a restaurant, giving her a bouquet, notices a couple feeding each other and playfully feeds Shishi, but she refuses his suggestion to imitate the couple, saying she would never do that, and later suggests watching a horror movie, although she is already scared. And when the movie starts, Sichan becomes more frightened, hugging her tightly, making her smile. And when asked if he is still scared, he confirms, and they share a kiss, followed by a romantic scene. The next morning, Shishi tells Sichan she had a wonderful dream, and he reveals it was reality, and they plan a date, spending time together enjoying it, but upon returning home, Shishi develops a cold and fever, and Sichan insists she rest instead of going to the store, bringing medicine, which she refuses due to bitterness, so he takes it himself and gives it to her, explaining he needs to go to the office, but she asks him to stay, and he agrees, working from home while taking care of her, with Shishi falling asleep nearby, drawing his picture. In the following scene, Shishi and Suya open a store together, with Sichan and Moshing present, welcoming customers and selling clothes. Moshing behaves politely, Sichan rudely, and when sales results are announced, Moshing sold more outfits than Sichan, who promises to turn it around the next day. And while working that night, Shishi brings Sichan snacks, asking if he is jealous, which he denies, telling her to wait for tomorrow. The next morning, Sichan excels with customers while Moshing is preoccupied with his phone, and when results are announced, Sichan wins thanks to Shishi's help, and everyone goes out for dinner, with Sichan thanking Moshing for helping his wife, and Shishi thanking him for support, giving him a heart as appreciation, and making him a shareholder, kissing him, which Moshing witnesses, feeling hurt. Next, Moshing takes Shishi to an art exhibition, where Yashui sees them, telling Sichan, making him jealous, and then he takes Shishi to an amusement park, claiming it's better than the exhibition, and when Shishi asks if he is jealous, he denies it. They enjoy a ride together, and he takes her to a beautiful natural spot to relieve stress and depression, where she expresses happiness and inspiration for her paintings, thanking him, and he kisses her, expressing joy in taking care of her. Later, Sichan's assistant informs Shui that Sichan is organizing a party for Shishi, which makes her jealous, and she plans to trap Shishi by revealing her personal diary at the party, where Shishi is present with Sichan and Moshing. Moshing compliments Shishi's looks, making Sichan jealous and inviting her to come with him. And Shui displays Shishi's diary publicly, revealing her ambition to become rich, causing gossip. But Sichan intervenes, reassuring her, taking her on stage, defending her as his wife, confessing love, and kissing her, which makes Shui extremely jealous, while media photographers take pictures, and Sichan promises to reveal the truth publicly before leaving. Later, Sichan's friend Shang visits, discussing his girlfriend Runa's fear of marriage, and Sichan advises him to discuss it, while Runa confides in Shishi, who assures her she can handle it, and comes up with a plan, taking Runa to a room with a wedding dress, while Shang arrives, and Runa questions his presence, and Shang responds he wants to talk, with Sichan listening via phone, and Shishi notices and remarks it's wrong, but Sichan asks if she wants to watch the video with him, which she happily does. Shang rudely talks to Runa against Shishi's instructions, but Sichan reveals it was his idea, and Runa gets angry, and Shishi worries her plan might fail and damage her friendship with Runa, but Runa reconciles with Shang with a kiss, though still hesitant about marriage, and Shang accepts, hugging her, while Shishi and Sichan rejoice at their resolved relationship, and Sichan requests a reward, to which Shishi replies that his reward is cleaning the place with her, which they do together, later discussing their forced marriage, and Sichan plays a song for her, and they dance, after which he proposes again, and Shishi says yes. Si-chan receives a call from his mother, who announces she is returning to China, shocking both him and Cece. And the next morning, Si-chan has breakfast with his grandma while Cece has not yet arrived, prompting him to go call her and overhear her lamenting that she is gaining weight. So he consoles her and convinces her to join them for breakfast, which she does. And during the meal, grandma suggests she should have a baby, causing Shishi to blush and change the topic, while Si-chan quietly whispers to her that they should have a baby, and grandma leaves, making Cece nervous from the conversation, so she walks away. But later Si-chan takes her to a restaurant, encouraging her to eat whatever she likes, and reminding her to live and behave like a normal person, telling her she is already cute, which makes Cece emotional and realize just how much he loves her. And in the next scene, Si-chan's mother arrives, and he asks why she didn't inform him in advance and why his dad isn't with her, to which she explains that his father couldn't come due to work. And Si-chan admits that marrying without informing her was his mistake, though it was urgent at the time, but he is very happy with the marriage, and he has dinner with his mom, pointing out that all the dishes were made by Shishi, which she enjoys, and Shishi explains she runs a store with her friend, then serves food to Si-chan, but his mother comments that he doesn't even know what she likes or dislikes, questioning how careless he can be, to which Si-chan responds that because of her, he has started eating things he didn't like before, and grandma remarks that Cece is very understanding and takes good care of Si-chan, while later Shishi sits sadly until Si-chan approaches her, and she tells him she wants to be even better in front of his mother, to which he says she will accept her in time. Then they plan a date the next day, and Shishi agrees, but when Si-chan repeats his suggestion to have a baby, she feels nervous and walks away. Then in the next scene, Shishi brings her mother-in-law to her store, gifting her a dress she designed, impressing her, and later Shishi arrives at the date location waiting for Si-chan, while he is still at the office with his mother, but informs her he must leave for the restaurant, though by the time he arrives it is closed, and he begins searching for Shishi, unable to find her until she calls for him, and seeing her, he hugs her, and in a flashback, Si-chan's mother tells him that Shishi is a wonderful girl, and she has accepted her as her daughter-in-law. In the next scene, the entire family goes shopping together, and after Si-chan is exhausted carrying bags, Shishi attempts to kiss him, but his mother arrives, so she kisses him from behind instead. Then, in the following scene, Shishi tells Si-chan she wants to study. He agrees, but she reveals she must leave town for 3 months to study, and he says he cannot be without her for so long. But Shishi convinces him, and he asks when she will leave, promising to give her leave. And later, Shishi searches for her ID card, which Si-chan has taken and hidden under a pillow, and as she searches, he complains of a headache, calls her over, and she massages him, kisses him, and takes the ID card, remarking she already knew he hid it, and next Si-chan helps her pack, giving her a picture of them together so she will not forget him, packing separate clothes as well, and Shishi rewards him for helping. Then the next morning, Shishi is gone, leaving a note that she already left, leaving Si-chan struggling to focus on anything, and when he speaks to Fiong, she suggests he should go to her if he misses her so much, arranging a flight, and Si-chan meets the principal of the school Shishi will attend, arranging a donation and being invited to join as a lecturer, which he accepts while requesting his identity be kept secret. creating an ID under the name Mr. Joro and messaging CC that he is Shishi's tutor, and Shishi apologizes for not informing him in the morning, asking if he is upset, and he responds that he could never be upset with her, and when she asks if he misses her, he admits a little. And in the next scene, Shishi experiences stomach pain while talking to Mo Sing on the phone, faints, and he becomes concerned, taking her to the hospital, where the doctor says it is not serious, caused by excessive stress. And although Mo Sing must leave for work, S.I. Chan learns of Cece's condition, rushes to the hospital, worried, and kisses her on the forehead. And the next morning, Cece wakes up in the hospital with her favorite breakfast by her side, asking Mo Sing if he brought her, to which he says yes. She thanks him, but he clarifies he did not arrange it, as it was actually S.I. Chan, and Shishi accepts that the hospital staff provided it. Then Mo Sing discovers S.I. Chan is also at the hospital, invites Shishi to dinner while S.I. Chan watches, and they all head out when Cece receives a message from Mr. Joro and leaves, while S.I. Chan has a worker wear his suit to impersonate Mr. Joro, but Cece realizes it is him, and later S.I. Chan receives a call saying someone is in trouble, rushing to her building, but security stops him, and he reaches Shishi, who greets him as Mr. Joro while casually drinking, explaining she wants to move forward in life and do something for herself, and he insists he cannot be without her for 3 months. And in the next scene, S.I. Chan and Shishi go out together. He promises to always support her, gives her a ticket to return home, assuring that they will stay there until she finishes her studies and return home together, making Shishi happy, and she hugs him. And finally, S.I. Chan and Shishi return home, sharing a kiss, assuming everyone is asleep, but the lights suddenly turn on, revealing a surprise welcome party organized by Grandma and Mother, leaving Shishi embarrassed. But they reassure her they will not disturb them, and the welcome party will be held the next day so they can rest. And later, Shishi unpacks clothes from her suitcase while S.I. Chan wants to sleep with her, and though she tells him to go do something, he instead kisses her, then helps unpack and discovers Shishi's plan to expand her brand and collaborate with him in the business, making him very happy, and he carries her to the bedroom to sleep. And in the next scene, Shishi is at her shop when S.I. Chan calls her to his office, and Fyong informs her that S.I. Chan instructed workers to complete 3 months' work in a single day, which makes Shishi very upset. S.I. Chan is at work with nothing to do, simply staring at Shishi, and suddenly he leans in to kiss her. Shishi tells him to be modest since they are in the office. Yet he kisses her anyway, causing the workers nearby to smile. And later, both families have dinner together where S.I. Chan shares updates, including Shishi's plan to expand her brand and collaborate in his business, inviting Grandma and his mother to the opening event. Grandma is delighted, but his mother feels uneasy, though she acknowledges Shishi's talent and wants her to reach a bigger platform. S.I. Chan clarifies that Shishi initially decided this herself, but Shishi insists she wants to work only with him, prompting Grandma to try explaining things to his mother, who leaves, though seeing Shishi and S.I. Chan together makes her smile. In the next scene, Fyong informs S.I. Chan that the incident at the party was orchestrated by Shui, who later comes to S.I. Chan's office, and he shows her the party video. Shui admits she wanted to expose Cece's true nature publicly, but S.I. Chan rebukes her, saying she is his wife and she should not have been treated that way. Shui then finds a contract at S.I. Chan's desk, revealing it's a contract marriage, and calls her reporter friend to make the news viral. Later, S.I. Chan visits Shishi's store, invites her to lunch, and tries to kiss her. But as they leave, reporters arrive, questioning them about the contract marriage, leaving them confused. Shang and Ru attempt to divert attention. Yet the reporters persist, and everyone wonders how the media got the news. Shang admits he doesn't know, and Rona asks S.I. Chan if he has any idea. He suspects Shui and reminds her she also created trouble at the party. Shishi insists they need a solution, and S.I. Chan mentions he already sent an apology email to Alex, while Shishi suggests going to the media, telling the truth, and apologizing, promising to stand by him no matter what. Fyong calls S.I. Chan to inform him that shareholders have called an urgent meeting, and he must go immediately. As he leaves, Xiang questions him. S.I. Chan kisses Shishi and covers their faces, telling Fyong to take care of her, assuring he is very worried for her, and Fyong promises he will. At the office, S.I. Chan informs the shareholders that he sent all the information to Alex, and they give him 15 days to resolve everything or face significant trouble. In the next scene, S.I. Chan takes Shishi to a beautiful, secluded place, explaining it's where he went as a child whenever he had problems, and reassures her that even if the situation is serious, they still have her brand and will figure everything out together. He kisses her, saying nothing will happen as long as he has her. Later at work, they find posters labeling payback money displayed around, and S.I. Chan comments on how well they used their picture, then starts removing them while Shishi insists she can handle it, so he kisses her and goes to the office. Later, while closing the store, a stranger attacks Shishi, but S.I. Chan and Fyong arrive just in time. S.I. Chan hugs a terrified Shishi, reminding her never to think she must handle everything alone, and she kisses him in gratitude. The following day, Shishi brings S.I. Chan refreshments while he works. He informs her that Mr. Shan's birthday party is coming up and he must attend as they can help them. At the party, S.I. Chan and Shishi interact with Mr. Shan, who initially refuses to help, but Shishi reassures S.I. Chan she can convince him. S.I. Chan joyfully reveals Mr. Shan eventually agrees, and kisses Shishi as a reward. Next, SI-chan and Shishi travel to Italy, where they learn Alex is attending a cocktail party. They try to approach him but are stopped by security. Shishi handles the situation outside, while SI-chan confronts Alex inside, discussing their contract marriage. But Alex doesn't listen. They find a restaurant with a time capsule where they had previously written letters, and Shishi discovers SI-chan's letter expressing his love and care, leaving her shocked and emotional. She hugs him and says, "I love you," and he kisses her. Returning home, the next scene shows a crucial corporate meeting. SI-chan admits responsibility for the losses and apologizes. A vote is taken to remove him as president, and 3 vote against while 2 vote for him. Before Alex arrives, SI-chan is informed he is no longer president, but Alex stops the vote, insisting SI-chan should remain, and SI-chan thanks him. Outside, he announces he is still president, making Shishi extremely happy. Alex signs a contract with Shishi's brand. SI-chan kisses Cece, and in the following scene, Shishi happily tells him about opening her mall store. 1 month later, on the secret opening day, SI-chan and Shishi meet secretly, try to avoid each other, accidentally collide, and get lost in thought before SI-chan kisses her, asking Fyong to leave, and Shishi asks Shang to leave. Next, Shuwei invites Shishi to a restaurant, apologizes for everything she did, and Shishi responds kindly, saying Shuwei will find her life partner soon, and they say goodbye. Finally, Shishi's brand opening day arrives. The show starts, everyone loves her designed dresses, and she appears in a stunning white dress. SI-chan wears his outfit, they reunite, and Shishi proposes, but SI-chan surprises her by proposing to her instead, giving her a ring, and they kiss, concluding the drama with a happy ending. This is where the series comes to an end, and for more series like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon.